What if your doctor wore a beak and whispered to the dead? Today, we uncover why plague doctors are one of horror's most underrated monsters. Long before they became horror icons, plague doctors were all too real. During the deadliest pandemics of the 14th to 17th centuries, like the Black Death, towns hired these masked figures to treat the sick and record the dying. Their outfit was more than eerie. It was meant to protect. The long black cloak was waxed to repel disease. The gloves and boots sealed them off from contact. And then, of course, the mask. That bird-like beak was filled with herbs, flowers, and spices. They believed it would filter out the bad air, or miasma, thought to cause illness. The cane wasn't just for walking. It was used to examine patients from a distance, or sometimes to ward them off entirely. But make no mistake, plague doctors weren't miracle workers. They had no cure. In many places, their arrival signaled death was already at the door. Villagers feared them, the long shadow of their hat, the glassy, lifeless eyes. They became symbols of dread, superstition, and the unknown. A reputation that echoes through horror even today. Over time, the plague doctor's image bled out of history and into horror. What was once a grim necessity has become a recurring nightmare, adopted by movies, games, and fan-made horrors alike. In the upcoming film Dr. Plague, the mask returns not just as a medical relic, but as a symbol of death itself. Set in the shadowed streets of East London, a detective chases a killer tied to a cult of plague doctors. In Assassin's Creed, plague doctors wander Renaissance streets, neutral yet unnerving. Their stoic faces hide unknown intent, allowing players to blend in or fear them. Even in the vampire fantasy world of V Rising, the Plague Doctor makes a chilling comeback. The Sinister Evolution Pack DLC dresses players in corrupted Plague Doctor attire, turning your vampiric castle into a lair of decay and pestilence. It's not just cosmetic. It's atmospheric. It's haunting. But why does this figure keep rising? Because it's everything horror thrives on. A faceless shell. An inhuman shape. A ritualistic uniform meant to confront death. And now, to embody it. The Plague Doctor is no longer here to cure. They've become the disease. With the latest pandemic, the imagery of masks and contagion came roaring back. And with it, so did the Plague Doctor. No longer confined to the past, this figure resurfaced in memes, protest art, short films, and most notably, horror fiction. They became more than a nod to history. They became a mirror to modern fear. The Plague Doctor's look, sterile yet occult, feels scientific. Until it doesn't. That's what makes them so powerful in modern horror. A twisted reflection of medicine gone wrong. A ritualist who invokes death instead of curing it. A priest of pestilence, cloaked in clinical robes. In some stories, they're remnants of forgotten death cults, keepers of ancient plagues, or immortal agents of rot. In others, they're faceless surgeons for unknowable entities, whispering rites, carving symbols, replacing healing with horror. Indie horror creators love this archetype. Why? Because they offer instant dread, instant mystery, and an aesthetic that's as unforgettable as it is unsettling. The Plague Doctor doesn't just belong to the past. They belong to every timeline where fear spreads faster than facts. From history's darkest hours to horror's most unforgettable imagery, the Plague Doctor endures, cloaked in mystery, forged in fear, and ever watching behind that cold glass gaze. Whether they whisper from the past or haunt us in the now, this archetype reminds us that some masks were never meant to come off. If you crave more horrors like this, step deeper into the shadows. Discover the Dark Veil Society, a collective of indie horror authors who specialize in nightmares stitched from ink and imagination. Their books don't just scare you, they stay with you. So go ahead, turn the page, if you dare.